on our last podcast, we've been talking about 50 years hip hop and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
how much influence do you feel that the music industry, female rappers, have on the culture today of like young girls and how that relates to relationships? Hip hop actually controls the narrative of our culture, versus how women talk, how they dress. And I'm not saying all women. I'm just saying that I find a lot of my friends telling me, females are now they're raising their standards of what they see on social media or entertainment. Like, I want to get flowed out. I want bags. What you going to do for me? So it seems like there's an exchange for a financial trade off for my time. What I'm
But
asking,
is that really any of the people we know though? I mean, I'm just saying.
well, yeah, I do.
I know what you're saying about the whole. I know what you're saying about the whole social media aspect of it. But it's just like when I was watching one of her videos just the other day. She was saying, don't get caught up in that social media because it's not like that. When the men are saying there's only 5% of women out there that are actually wifey material or whatnot. So I get where you're going with that, but at the same time, we can't let the whole social media thing take us down because me being single, like you referenced earlier, I have had a couple of grown older women our age, 40 plus, who has said, you know what? I don't mind going out on a date with you. You just pick the location. Tell me where you
Yep.
want to go. And not that I go out and brag about that and say that and tell anyone that, but the fact of it is that it does happen. But still, at the same time, what does happen up here is this real?
yeah, but
Hmm.
what I'm saying is, it seems like from guys that I talk to, that what you're those little two times that you say is
Hmm.
becoming rarer and rarer. So now
Right.
a lot
Right.
of a lot of people are doing what they see on social media, which is now starting to change the culture. And then now that this is the
Right.
format, of how we should date, how you should pursue me. Meaning that don't pursue me if you're
Hmm.
not coming with plane tickets and
Yeah.
bags and
Right.
purses. And so now
Right.
that's kind of, like I say, it's a small percentage. You're right, but I see that it's slowly, from what guys are telling me that are single, that are still in the dating pool, uh, that's what they're slowly running into, you know. Just, and it almost kind of goes back
Hmm.
to that viral TikTok or viral IG video about the Cheesecake Factory. you know,
Right. Right.
Oh yeah.
and,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
but I talked to a lot of guys and they're you know they're dealing with that.
Right. Well, two things. Number one, people have to be willing to get off of social media
Yeah,
and not meet people through
Hmm.
social media. And
Yeah.
number two, they need to be willing to get off of dating apps. So those are the two
mm,
places that we are seeing the behavior that you're speaking of.
I told him that. I always tell him that. I said, man, you need to go to church, man. You need to.
Yep.
I said, because I'm not calling him out. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him speak on
Yes,
it.
you
I'm,
are.
I'm gonna let him
Yes,
speak on
you
his
are.
situation. I was like, dude, man, of course I get it. That's where the times have taken us, is dating apps, virtual. Everything's virtual. You got to go to the grocery store. You got to go to
I agree.
church. You got to
I
go to
agree.
hang
But
out.
if if you remember what I told you though, I don't believe in those dating apps. Like I didn't even know there was a Facebook actual dating app that people use until one of my coworkers told me about it. I said, "This is a real thing."
Yeah,
I don't use dating apps, because I told you I'm still old school. I like to accidentally run into this woman who might just change my life one day.
yeah.
I may be
Hmm.
walking out the store and saying, all right, see y'all later. Y'all have a good night. And turn my head and boom, I run into
Hmm.
the love of my life, you know. So I always keep my opportunities open. But it's like you were saying, Miss Anita, how many women, though, are willing to just meet a man straight up anymore these days without trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Demasculinize us, I guess you would say, by if you want to talk to me, you got to give up the money right away. I need you to simp out for me just to talk to me. And see, I think that's one of the bigger problems that a lot of people don't see because that's not just a social media thing. That's happening in real life. I mean, I've gone to some places in the store and say, "Hey, how you doing, man? Whatever, blah blah blah." you know what? It would be nice if you got me some breakfast since you headed that way. Oh, no, 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 I don't know you. Like, how does this just happen? So I'm just saying there are different scenarios and situations because I work in a field where I run into people numerous amounts of times a day. So it's just crazy, and I don't understand why is it getting worse, or are we just seeing it look like it's worse?
I think it's again, if you're on social media, if you're on dating apps, that's 90% of what's on there. And so you think that is reality. But if you live offline like I do, it is not. That's not most people. It's not. You have to be willing to live off of, the virtual world. You have to be willing to live in the real world. I come in contact with people in the real world every day, all day. And nobody is
Hmm.
requiring a cash app to go on a date. But again, if you're living in that world, yes, those two places, that's what they're about.
Hmm.
And let's mention this attachment style, if you know anything about attachment style. So there are two different dating pools, and you may not be aware of this, but there is the insecurely attached people, and there are the
Hmm.
securely attached people. Those two dating pools do not intersect. These are two different dating pools. Okay. You are either insecurely attached
Hmm.
or you are securely attached.
Mm.
So, all the insecurely attached people over here, those are all your avoidant people, your anxious people. Those are all your traumatized people, your broken people, your people who are wounded. They're all in this pool. And then you have the securely attached people, the people who may not have had a perfect life, but they went to therapy. They're God fearing. They go to church. They read their Bible or pray. They meditate. They're doing the work. They read relationship books or they're trying to get better.
Hmm.
Those are securely attached people. So those people tend to find other people like them.
Hmm.
But if you are insecurely attached, you're on dating apps, you're on social media.
Mm.
See, I need attention. I need eyes on me.
Mm.
I need to have my bias reinforced. Those
Mm.
people are insecurely attached.
Now let me ask you this though: do you feel like, but it's the sign of the times, like so
Oh, for sure.
versus like,
For
all right,
sure.
I have a 15-year-old, so I always remind him and try to get him to get out, but that generation, which is going to be the future, that's what they're
Right.
about. Everything's texting. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen them
Hmm.
actually talk on the cell phone. Versus, back in the
Yep.
day, you had to get a phone, you had to work for it. You had to get a phone number, you had to
Yeah.
give her a
Yeah.
call, you had to talk on the phone. Even when you went
Keep
out
your
to part,
pen on deck.
yeah.
Yep.
Even when you went out to parties, you had to actually, we slow dance. You had to. There was this intimate
Hmm.
relationship that was
Yep.
not technically sexual, but it was physical, where you actually getting to know this person on a whole different level. Versus,
Yep. Their vibe. You got to feel their vibe.
yeah, yeah,
You cannot feel a
Hmm.
vibe through these texting emojis or words.
No.
Yeah, totally different.
yeah. So, like I say, I don't see it going anywhere. I think that's
It's
where we're
not.
headed because a lot of people
Yeah.
feel safe on dating apps, because now you can vet people because I guess we're in this time of,
Yeah.
oh man, dudes are crazy, so I
Oh,
guess
well,
that,
they are. I mean, women are too.
well, I think, yeah, true, but I think women more so may do the dating app because it gives them a buffer. I can analyze you, I can conversate with you on or converse with you on this level until I'm ready to make myself real, I guess you can say,
Mhm.
you know. But
But see, there's a problem with that too, though. Another thing that's popped up is AI. So now these dating sites that you use,
Mm,
man, maybe 47% of them are actually the legit person that you're talking to. A lot of time these
exactly.
things are bots.
yeah.
They're
Yep.
AIs. And that's why I say you can't trust these dating sites. I don't care what name they put behind it. I don't care if it's christianmingle.com, which is, oh, you can meet the greatest people there. AI is everywhere. It doesn't matter if
Yep.
you're a Christian, Hindi, Muslim. It doesn't matter anything about your religion, your background, your race, species, anything. AI just goes after
Yeah.
what AI wants to go after because it wants to be a part of society. But that's neither here nor there. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a small tangent, and I had a question.